Hello, you incredible people. Welcome back to my channel. This is not cringy at all. So what we're going to do in this video, actually, what you're going to do is you're going to like and subscribe, and then we're going to get on with it. We're going to be looking at Tenpai Dragons. And the reason why I laugh is because I've tried to shoot this video already, and I kept saying tempura. If you know, you know. Sushi Go is such a good game. So we're going to be looking at the Tenpai. We're going to look at the Tenpai cards, tell you and show you what they do. And then we're going to be looking at some of the cards that I've picked up for the deck going forward when they come out in Legacy of Destruction. I'm going to suggest what kind of builds to run. If you've got any suggestions in the comments for good tech cards for people to try out or pick up before the core comes out, that'd be really, really helpful because I think I'll be playing this deck when it comes out. So, to begin with, the whole deck focuses on going second and OTKing players in the battle phase. You are quick summoning synchro monster dragons and doing a lot of damage. So much damage, you can play Pot of Prosperity and still OTK, which is unheard of. The main deck monster is Tenpai Dragon Bardora. I'm not sure if I've butchered that or I'm totally spot on with that name. So this is the really cool one where when it's summoned, you can set or add to hand a spell trap. They haven't got any traps at the moment, but they've got two spells. They've got the field spell and the quick play spell. So with the setting, it's really important because it plays through Droll. It's pretty good. Before we go further into the cards, just check out the artwork. I'm so drawn to, like in the previous videos with the voice cards, the artwork of archetypes, and these are so cool. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving your fire dragon monsters. Really, really good. During the battle phase, you have a quick effect to synchro summon, and this is the same for all three of the main deck dragons that will be coming up. It's level 3 and a non-tuner. Then we have Tenpai Dragon Zongdora. Yeah, look at that art. It's so cool. So during the battle phase, you can synchro summon using this card you control. So it's the same thing as the other one, the Badora. And if you control a fire dragon monster, you can special summon from your hand. So it's the extender. This is your level 4 and your tuner, so it can get into the synchro 7 plays. And the start of the damage step, if a monster battles, you can special summon level 4 or lower fire dragon monster. This one will help you to extend further. It can bring back a level 3 to then synchro summon again into another 7. And then you have the Fedora. Really cool artwork. I've been watching some OCG matches and looking at some profiles, and they play 2 of this guy. So when this is summoned or at the start of the damage step, if a monster battles, you can special summon a level 4 lower fire dragon. So this is really helpful because it gets you the tuner again to extend. It also has the effects very similar to Badora, where your fire dragons can't be destroyed. And then during the battle phase, you can synchro summon this card you control. So all 3 have the synchro summoning effect in the battle phase. Then comes the Brimming Sangan Mana. I reckon in the translations, these names will change. However, this is a very cool looking card and it's got some really, really neat effects. So it has a fire dragons you control unaffected by opponents' activated effects during the main phase 1 only. So this is there to give you that extra protection so you can go into the battle phase like protected. So it bypasses things like effect veilers because they're main phase only. During your main phase, you can add 1 Tenpai Dragon monster from your deck to the hand and then discard 1 card. So yeah, just a rotor, which is really cool because you can do it every turn. And then what's really cool is when it's destroyed during the battle phase, you can target 1 dragon synchro monster you control and its attack becomes double. So it's important to get some of the other synchros because one of the other synchros will pop a spell or trap. However, Trident Dragion also pops cards. So Trident Dragon can pop this card and another to give it 3 attack and double its attack to about 6,000. Lots of stuff going on there. And then we have Sangen Carmen. This is a really neat card because it has 2 effects and you can only use one of the 2 if you're outside your battle phase. However, if you're inside your battle phase, you can use them in sequence, which makes it really good. You can add 1 level 4 or lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So you can go Badora, add this, battle phase, activate this, search the red one, and then special summon the red one. So now you've got an access into synchro plays. So yeah, you always have to do the add and the special. You can add one, and then you can special a different one that's in your hand. So you don't have to special summon the one you add. Then we go into our big synchro plays. Sangen Rise Dragon Trident Dragion. Yes. So if this is synchroed, you can target one fire dragon monster in your graveyard to special summon it. Because this is a tuner and it's level 7, you're going to be wanting to special summon the Fedora or the Bardora, because then you can go into your 10 plays. And you might also want to be special summoning one that you haven't already used their synchro quick effect. So you can go into your level 10s. If 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then you can destroy 1 spell trap on your field. So you're going to be making lots of attacks. You can probably make 3 attacks with just the little dragons, and then this effect will be live when it comes onto the field. And the pop effect, also hitting the brimming mana to get the double attack, is really, really cool, but you're probably going to be saving that for when Trident hits the field. And then this is once per duel. And then we have the big one, the Sangan Super Dragon Transcend Dragion. Long names. 1 dragon tuner and 1+ non-dragon monsters. So yeah, they're not very generic. Generic in a sense that, you know, these could be used in lots of dragon decks. If this is synchro summoned, you can change all monsters on the field to attack positions. That's really useful when players are, you know, making sure when they're post side not playing into lightning storm, you can just flip them into attack so you can hit everything. All your opponent's monsters must attack if able. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. It's really, really strong. Quite a good card to like end on, especially if you don't OTK, because when it comes to your opponent's turn, they have to really out this card before going into battle. If 3 or more attacks have been declared, so similar to the last one, you can special summon this graveyard, then destroy 1 card in the field. So a little bit better because you can destroy anything, and this is also once per duel. Sweet, so that is the archetype. Not many cards, so this is a really good opportunity to play a lot of non-engine that can help you with the blind second plays. And what I'll do is I'll show you what kind of cards we've gone with in that. So a card that I've noticed the OCG play is Santa Claus. It's obviously very similar to the Kaijus, where you can just replace any of your opponent's problem cards with it, and it goes into defense, and obviously you can like hit into it, take some damage, but make your synchro plays. And obviously the big level 10 Trident Dragon can actually turn this into attack. So it's really good to have a think about getting this and all the Kaijus. But with the Kaijus, you kind of need the Tenpai card that makes your stuff undestroyable in the battle phase for it to be fully beneficial. I've noticed there's a real big board breaker approach to game 1. So you want to be looking at getting in droplets, very, very strong, super polys, then main decking cards like Regeki and Lightning Storm could be really, really beneficial to just have ultimate blowout cards, especially game 1 where people don't expect it. We would probably pair this up with Triple Tactics Thrust, because yeah, easy access to those cards. If you try and bait your opponent out with 1 card, Thrust, get Lightning Storm, blow up the back row, or blow up all the face-up attacking monsters, then you can go into a simple 1-card starter with Tenpai Fedora and an OTK. There are honorable mentions for cards that you should pick up, and cards I haven't actually picked up yet, and that's, you know, a play set of Heat Wave to go into the side deck. So if a player knows that you're playing Tenpai and they just make you go first, game 2, they're the sort of cards you want to be siding in. Even though I definitely don't like this card, Heat Wave can be so big, so important for a Tenpai player, because it basically stops your opponent from summoning, and then it gets back to you, and then you can OTK. But the reason I haven't got them is I used to have them, but now they are really, really expensive. So I can't wait for a reprint. Reprinted. And other cards you can pick up, which are currently in the post, is Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. What's really good about this card is you want to be using Gold Sarcophagus, another card you should pick up, to banish the Blaster from deck. And so this is a way into getting your Tenpai Dragons to hand, especially if you don't draw the field spell or Fedora. Gold Sarcophagus is basically a 1-card combo here. It can also help with doing lots of damage, and being a level 7 is very helpful to get into your synchro 10s. So really good card to have in the deck. It's very popular at the moment with OCG players, so definitely something you should be looking to pick up if you're playing Tenpai. So we're going to go to the extra deck. Like I said, if I'm missing any cards from cards that I've picked up or should be picking up, let us know what your thoughts are, what sort of tech cards you recommend. But with the extra deck, you've got Seal, because you want to be going probably this into going first, especially if you get chosen to go first. It's a good cast to pass on because it bounces a card, and especially summons Fedora. Fedora can get you follow-up play. And then we've got some 7s. The Odd Eyes is in here simply because it has the opponent can't activate any effects in the battle phase. So making this and then trying to extend with other synchro plays, it can basically protect you from having anything interrupted. We then also have the Moonlit Dragon. If it's special summoned or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls, return that to the hand. It's a good board breaker card. option. And then we've got another 7, which is the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Can help with extend by special summoning the dragons from the hand, and you can also pop a field spell and search one. So I think what the OSG people have been playing is they pop the brimming mana with this, and then they search Necro Valley. It's pretty naughty. We then have my sealed Black Rose Dragon ready to be opened for this deck. It's a good board breaker, blows up every single thing. We then have some cards that I think you should pick up for going first. So we have the Ultimate Tolkien. Really neat card because you can make this with 2 level 7s, which are easy to get out, especially going first. And then when you set a card, you can special summon level 7 or level 8 Dragon Synchro monster from your deck, which is really cool because it's actually in the post at the moment. You get Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon Thingy Bobby, which is a negate. I think a spell or monster negate. Let me just Google it. Crystal. What's happening? So Crystal Wing Synchro is a monster effect negate, so it's nice, it's a good card to finish on. And then what I've actually noticed doing is I actually have another body as well as the Ultimate. So I'd have Crystal Wing and then I'd make seals. So I do seals, Crystal Wing, pass. And then we have some 10s. We got Ruddy Rose Dragon. If this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all cards from your graveyards. Then if this is synchro summoned using Black Rose or plant or whatever, destroy all cards in the field. There's another good card to actually end on because it says when your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card, you contribute this card and negate the activation. Then you can special summon 1 Black Rose from your extra deck or graveyard. So I think maybe this is the best way to go into Black Rose through the Ruddy Rose approach. And then obviously the main big boy, the point of the archetype, and the reason why it's come out is because they are an embodiment of the Trident Dragion. At the moment, quite difficult to get hold of because there's very few prints and they're higher rarity, so you got ultra secrets and ultimate, and they have skyrocketed. I thought when I picked up one for £5 and selling it for £20 was a massive profit. I was really happy about that. But they've just kept on going. Kind of want this to get reprinted very soon. It's very strong. When it's synchro summoned, you can target up to 2 cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, destroyed cards, for each destroyed card, this gains an additional attack. So they knew what they were doing with the field spell pops, which you can do it with this. It's going to be doubling to 6,000, and it's going to attack 3 times. Well, you can hit 30s of thousands of attack, which is crazy. So I hope that explains the majority of the deck. I'm going to be trying to pick this core up and might have to get them super shiny because the artwork is really cool, really pretty design, something that I look for in a deck. Yeah, let me know if there's any cards that I'm missing to pick up and what you recommend. And a lot of the time TCG players really mix it up with different kind of non-engine. Over in the OCG regarding Voice's Voice, it was just basically pure Voice's Voice or the Dogmatica cards, and over here in the TCG lots of people are sprinkling the branded cards. So is there anything that could be very similar with the Tenpai Dragons? You've got to let me know. I'm excited to have some chats about this deck and I want to get good at it. Hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe, like, and subscribe again, and I will see you soon. Bye.